Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the podcast. So, by the time this episode is airing, I have had my third baby. So, we're officially a family of five, and we recently, 2 months prior, at the very end of December, basically January this year, we moved to our dream home. So, we live in the new home, we have a new baby. I mean, it's quite an exciting year, and I love always sharing all of these things with you and how I'm navigating having three jobs, owning two businesses, having three babies, and just being a sane woman. So I'm so excited that you're here. And this is just such a special time for me to connect with you. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. But when I'm recording this, I'm still very pregnant. So I can't exactly tell you how things are going. But make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I'll be sharing pictures and some updates there for sure. So, thank you so much for being here. What I want to dive into today in this episode are your Google reviews, how to get more Google reviews. So, if you have a practice, you probably are focusing on, having more five-star either Yelp or Google reviews. And the strategy that I'm going to teach you today actually works for either Google or Yelp. Okay. But as you know, as a service-based provider, people are looking at checking out your reputation online, and they want to know, are you a good doctor? Should I go and see her? What kind of experience people are having, right? And if you didn't know, the marketing statistics show, and feel free to double check it on Google, is that 89% of people need to see a testimonial before they buy, meaning your patients need to see some patient testimonials or some Google reviews, some Yelp reviews, some sort of confirmation that you're providing great care and that it's a good place to come and they're going to have a good experience at your practice. So focusing on Google reviews and Yelp reviews is a great way to grow your business. Now, how do you go about it? So I have a way that I'm going to teach you today that it's simple, but it's also extremely effective, and it worked for all of my clients. So what you want to do is you want to set up a campaign with your team. You want to say, okay, guys, we want to get extra 20 Yelp reviews. Our goal for the next month is to get extra 20 Google reviews, for example. Okay. So you want to keep bringing it up at every single morning huddle. And if you do them morning and evening, then you got to check in the evening as well. And what you want to do is you want to make it as easy for people as possible. And by people, I mean both your team and your patients. So here's what you want to do. You want to print out a QR code of the URL of the web page for your Google account or your Yelp account for your practice. And those could be easily generated using ChatGPT. There's other places where you can purchase it because they're temporary. Like if you look up free QR code generator, sometimes those expire and then you have to pay for them. But ChatGPT can actually generate a completely free QR code for you. You just have to sometimes play with it a little bit. And then I want you to, in Canva, you can create or just literally print it out and laminate it so that you have that QR code available. Some of my clients are fancy and they have these like NFC cards, I think they call, like some sort of cards that you like put on the phone and then it pops in. Amazing. If you're this tech savvy, go for it. But really, just a laminated QR code is more than enough. I want you to print multiple. I want you to have these QR codes at every single station, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to coach your staff, your office manager at every single morning huddle to say, hey, the goal for today is that each of the assistants asks at least 5 patients for a Google review, okay? Give them specific numbers. Don't just say, hey, let's make sure we, don't forget to ask for Google. It's too vague. It's not going to stick. If you're very specific and you say, hey, everybody on the team Your goal today is to ask 5 patients for a Google review. And then if you have afternoon huddles, you're going to check in. Hey, Zhanna, how many Google reviews did you get? Hey, Anthony, what about you? Hey, Melisha, what about you? Then you will get that momentum going. Okay. And I call it a campaign. Like I said, you just say, listen, we're only doing this for a month because for most people, they feel uncomfortable asking for reviews. And so you want to put the end date for your team for when this is going to end and they're not going to have to do it. Okay. And you can even do like some sort of contests, like whoever gets more reviews gets a bonus or a free lunch or a Starbucks card or anything like that, but you don't have to. Now, so you've printed the QR code. What you want your team to do is you want them to ask patients to leave a Google review or Yelp review right then and there. This is key. Most of you are saying, oh, if you had a great experience, please leave us a Yelp review. And the patient's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to fill it out at home. And then they leave and they never do it. What you want to do is the patient is in the chair and you tell them, hey, and obviously like if they had a good experience, if somebody's pissed off, obviously you're not going to ask them. But if it's a patient had a happy appointment, here's actually another mistake. Don't wait for something significant. Don't wait until you take your braces off or until you deliver a 6-unit crown or 6-unit like veneers or bridge or something like that. Nothing significant. Literally, they just had a cleaning and they had a great experience. Hey, Zhanna, would you mind leaving us a couple of sentences Google review about your experience? Did you have a good experience today? Are you having a good day? Would you mind leaving a couple of sentences? We'll really appreciate it. Something simple like that. And then your staff, and you can do this too as a doctor, hands them this QR code right then and there. And they're like, hey, here, you can scan it on your phone. Everybody these days has a smartphone. Here, just scan it on your phone. I'm going to walk you through it. And that your assistant is virtually standing there next to the patient. So the patient pulls it up and they're like, okay, just put your name here, you put your email address, and here you can write. And obviously when they're writing, like you don't stare at them. Okay. That's how you're going to get the most amount of Google reviews. My client, Dr. K, she got in 2 weeks, 15 5-star Google reviews. 15. So many of you sweat a 1-star Yelp review. And my philosophy, if you're my client, if you have been in my world, you know my philosophy is don't sweat that 1-star Yelp review. Just go and drown it in 10 5-stars. And you can do this very quickly. You can do this in a matter of a week or 2. So I want your team to give this QR code to the patient, tell them, ask them to fill it out right then and there. If you do some sort of incentives, if you really want like a massive campaign, we want 30, 40 Google or Yelp reviews in the month, then offer an incentive to your patients. Maybe a $5 Starbucks gift card where your assistants hold the gift card and say, hey, would you mind leaving us a Yelp review? We would love to give you the Starbucks card as a thank you. Here's the QR code. Just go ahead and scan it and leave us a couple of sentences. That's easy. So easy. You may run into this issue where the patients say, oh, you know what? I really want to do it at home because I want it to be thoughtful. I want to think about what I'm writing. And what coach your assistants to respond, and you as well as a doctor, you should be asking for Yelp or Google reviews as well. What you're going to coach them to say is, oh, you don't have to overthink it. Something as simple as I had a great experience, just 2 sentences. We really don't need a novel. We don't want to burden you with a novel. Position it that way. Takes the pressure off of the patient. And so the patient will be like, oh, okay, it's just a couple of sentences. I can do that. And now, my friends, how you can skyrocket your online reputation and have a massive influx of 5-star Google and Yelp reviews at any point of your practice. You're welcome. As part of this episode, as always, I'm going to have a worksheet attached that walks you through all of these steps of what you need to do, and it gives you some prompts. So go ahead and download that, and I will see you on the next episode. Let me know how those reviews are coming. I'll talk to you later. Bye.